Welcome to the Be Better broadcast. This is the Impact Hour segment where we talk about anything that will help you to share your products, your services, your unique message, and your value to the marketplace, to your ideal client, so that you can enroll more clients, actually sell your services. There's a lot of coaches, consultants, experts out there who are incredible at what they do, but they just never learned how to sell. I come from the world of sales. I've been in sales since I was 18 years old. That's the thing I knew first. And then I had to learn how to become an expert. So I kind of came about it in the opposite direction. But today specifically, we're going to be talking about how to price your services, how to price your unique coaching or consulting or whatever it is you do as an expert in the knowledge business, which is like multi-$100 billion industry in 2021, and it's projected to continue to grow moving into 2022. So how do you choose your price? How do you know what the right price is? Are you charging too much? Are you charging far too little? We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about how you can get the most exposure for your products, for your services, specifically using social media. So you're in the right place if you want to make more impact. I'm Brandon Eastman with Be Better Industries, and I'm here to deliver you the goods. Joseph Gonzalez, great to have you here, brother. Thanks for tuning in. I'm excited to have you here, talk about pricing, talk about creating a strong value package. We're going to jump into things, brother. You throw your questions in there as we go, man. Questions, observations, anything. And that goes for everyone listening too. Because let's talk about how you can price your unique services or product or coaching or whatever it is you do as an expert. The thing is, you must be paid for what you're worth, because there's several downfalls to not being paid what you're worth. If you're watching this, then you are great at something. You are a coach, a consultant, a content creator, a course creator, whatever it is. You're great at something. You have value to bring to other people's lives to help to remove some kind of pain point from their life, to bring them some form of pleasure to overcome that pain, some strategy or technique or series of coaching or whatever it is you do. If you don't charge enough for what you do, you're going to have to enroll more clients. And that leaves you always on the hunt for more people. It leaves you stretched thin because now you don't have time to do all the other things that you want to do. I mean, you became a coach, an expert, so that you can really have freedom of time and do what it is you want to do, where you want to do it, with the clients, with the companies, with the people that you want to do it with. If you're not charging enough for your services, you're going to be run thin on time. It's just the reality. It happened to me about 1.5 years ago, and I'll tell you more about that. But if you're charging too much, then you're going to scare people away. A couple things are going to happen. If you charge too much for your service, you'll scare people away. You'll get them in the sales conversation. You'll tell them the price. And the worst possible thing that you can do is you tell someone the price, and in their mind, they're like, whoa, the value that I'm getting is not worth that price. What you're giving somebody should be valued at over 10 times what your actual price point is. So if you're delivering $20,000 worth of value, then your service should be $2,000 or less. I probably won't do any less if you're delivering $20,000 of value. But if your product is $100, then you're delivering over $1,000 of value, right? Under promise, over deliver. Under promise, over deliver, times 10. Because that's how you get more clients. That's how you get referrals. That's how you get people coming back to you over and over and over. And that's how you make a name for yourself in this industry. So the very first thing when it comes to pricing your product is, when you go to a restaurant, what will you generally pay more for? Will you pay more for the a la carte lobster, and then you get some crab on the side, and then maybe you get the fancy filet mignon, and then you order an extra side of mashed potatoes because it doesn't come with the meal, keywords. And then you order the green beans as an a la carte side, and you've got 8 different things stacked on this menu. Are you more likely to add 8 different things to your menu, 8 different things to your shopping cart? Or are you more likely to buy the thing on the menu that says seafood bundle? I don't know if it would be called a seafood bundle at a fancy restaurant, but I think you get where I'm going. Are you more likely to buy a bundle of goods, or many individual things. If you're from the United States, then you've probably heard of a company named Spectrum Communications. They used to also be known as Time Warner Cable. Maybe you use Comcast or some other cable provider. Does your cable provider, when you sign up for service, ring you out for internet, cable, and home phone separately? No. They don't even price them separately. They don't even come as separate options unless you specifically ask for it. And then they try to get you to not do that because they want you to get the full package. You're able to charge more for what you do when you are delivering an experience, when you're taking everything that you have and you're putting it into a package. The reality is people aren't buying coaching. People don't want to buy coaching. You see a lot of people with life coach in their tagline. And if you're someone with life coach in your tagline, I know it probably hurts to hear, but you need to get rid of it because people aren't looking for a life coach or a la carte phone calls with you to go over your specific issue. They're not looking for that. Very rarely will they be looking for that. And the ones who aren't usually willing to pay more than like $50 an hour. And even then they're like, ooh, that's a lot to talk about a specific problem that I have. People are willing to pay for results. When you're able to offer somebody a specific result at the end of the duration of your package or your program, that's what people will buy. People don't want coaching calls. People want more confidence. People don't want coaching. They want better relationships with their spouse. They don't want coaching. They want higher bottom line in their business or their sales. People don't want coaching. They want results. Number one is to stop selling your things a la carte. Package your offer. Give it an awesome name. You should have a signature offer for what you do. And that offer packs with it a specific result. That way, when you're having a conversation, you can talk to someone, determine their pain points, determine the problems, determine what their goals are. And if your program fits in with that, you can say, hey, I have a program that will help you to literally solve the exact problems that you're telling me about. Are you open to me talking about your program? As an example, I worked with one of my clients. His name is Jordan. He owns the company More Focus. He's a productivity coach. And we never labeled him ever as a life coach. We labeled him as a productivity coach, someone who has a specific package to help entrepreneurs and business owners. He knows exactly who his target client is to get more focused. You go through his program and your life will be more focused. That's the result. It's not, oh, I'll pay $50 with me and I'll hop on a phone call with you. It's no, you pay me $3,000 and for the next 3 months or 6 months or whatever you decide your package to be, I'm going to guide you through a process so that you can implement more focus and productivity into your life. And by the end of this program, you're going to get this specific result. Now, if you can deliver a result quicker for people, then you can charge even more for your services. But the point is, bundle whatever it is you're selling. Sell a package, not just these little a la carte options. Number two, what is your service as a coach, consultant, expert? What is your service actually worth? Now, this is one of those things where I see a lot of people get hung up. I have conversations every single day in my inbox because my target audience is life coaches. Because I know if you're labeling yourself as a life coach, you're probably not earning money in your business, or you're earning very little, not nearly where you want to be earning. And listen, you deserve to be earning income. If you're a coach, consultant, expert, you should be prosperous in your business because you're doing great things in the world. I meet a lot of people who've got this belief that money is bad. I have a lot of people that I meet who have this belief that if they're earning a lot, that they're taking. And it's no, if you're earning a lot, it means you're providing at least 10x value for what it is you're earning. So the first thing you should keep in mind is, are you undervaluing yourself? What is your product actually worth? I had a coach the other day say to me, Brandon, there's no way I could charge $5,000 to $6,000 for my package. And I said, really? And she said, yeah. And she's a social emotional coach. She helps people manage their emotions so that they can be more prosperous in their business. And I said, okay, interesting. And we'll name her Kristen for the sake of this. That's not her name. I said, Kristen, who's your target? And she's like, what do you mean? I said, who's your target client? Who's your ideal client? She's like, well, I'm not really sure. And I said, well, imagine if your ideal client was a CEO, and this CEO is a very successful man or woman, and they want help managing their emotional state. Do you think a CEO would pay $5,000, 1% of their annual income, maybe a little bit more, depending on the CEO and depending on the company? Do you think they would pay $5,000 in order to have a stronger hold on their emotions so that they can make better business decisions? What will that $5,000 package make that CEO? And she's like, wow, I guess I can charge $5,000, because we need to stop looking at what we're charging, thinking that we're charging too much. It depends on the result that you're getting people. If you charge $3,000 for a business program, and that business program will help that person enroll one client at $5,000, they just made their money back and they profited. And now they have the knowledge that they can go forth and use forever to get even more clients. So what is your package worth? What's the price tag that someone is willing to pay to eliminate the problem? It all comes back to the problem. It all comes back to the result that your specific package is going to solve. You need to know a few things. Who is your target audience for your package? Before you do anything, you need to know who you're reaching. What kind of company? What industry are they in? What kind of person? What is their job title? What is their annual income? What is the problem that they're experiencing? And what's the price tag on the problem? Joseph Gonzalez says, I like that. Results-based. It has to be all about the results, guys. People aren't buying coaching or consulting or training. People are buying a specific result. So who's your client and what's the specific result? And number 3, when it comes to pricing your packages, is what proof do you have? Who have you helped in the past? What results do you have on your track record that you've gotten for people? If you're B2B working with companies, what companies have you worked with? What were the results that you've got? What testimonials do you have? What recommendations did they give you? At the very beginning of my coaching journey, number 1, I didn't package my services. I didn't start earning money with my coaching until I actually packaged my service and do an experience and do a course and do a program. And now I do the same thing when I work with other coaches, consultants, and experts. But at the beginning, I didn't have any social proof. At the beginning, I was trying to charge too much. It took time to get social proof, because how can you charge someone something if you don't know that you can deliver a result for somebody else? You might not like to hear this, but at the beginning, you might actually have to work with somebody for free. At the beginning, you might actually have to not tell them, I'm going to work with you for free. You tell them, hey, I'm willing to waive my fee in exchange for this form of value. And that form of value is probably a testimonial. That form of value could be a video of you presenting to their team. So now you've got video proof. Now you've got really strong social proof. So what proof do you have? Once you've got a laundry list of people that you've helped, and by the way, it doesn't have to be a ton. If you've worked with a business and you help them to increase their bottom line by this much, then you can go to the next business that's similar to that one, and you can say, hey, this is what I did for this business that's similar to yours. I'd love to do the same for you. Do you have some time to talk about what my package looks like so that I can help you to implement these same results? And they're going to be like, yeah, sounds good. If you can help me make 10,000 and I'm spending 3,000, what is that? That's like a 350 times investment. Most business leaders are going to be like, hell yeah, let's do it. It's just a matter of getting in front of them, which we've talked about in many live videos before. So number 1 is package your service. People don't want coaching. They want results. Number 2, how much is your result actually worth? And number 3, what proof do you have? Start working with people and then raise your prices. Once your calendar begins to become full with all the people that you're working with, all the businesses that you're helping, whatever it is you do, then obviously your time is now more valuable. You have to make room for the most ideal of your clients. And then charge more for your services. Grandfather some people in for a certain amount of time. And then when you take on more people, say, hey, I've raised my prices recently because look at all the results I'm getting for these people. The key component here is don't undercut yourself. Always charge what you're worth, but have the proof to back it up. I hope those tips were helpful for you. I mean, this pricing thing is like one of the main questions that I'm asked. So go through these steps, implement this in your business, because once you have your ideal client, which we've talked about in past broadcasts, once you have the package of goods, of services that you're going to provide for someone as a coach, a consultant, an expert, once you have the product, now it's time to talk about how can you get the maximum level of exposure to now market and sell your products. We'll talk about that when we come back on Impact Hour. I'll see you in 30 seconds. Welcome back to Impact Hour. We just talked about how to price your services as a coach, a course creator, a consultant, whatever it is you are that's in the knowledge business. You create products and you sell those products to consumers or to businesses. And now you've got a product. Now you know who your ideal client is. And you're like, okay, how do I sell this thing? How do I actually get in front of people to sell this? And you can get in front of people through outreach, which I always recommend outreach until your calendar is full with people, so you can start developing social proof, so you can really have conversations with your client, so that you can really determine what their problems are. Or you can implement a strategy that has people messaging you for what you do. Establishing yourself as the expert in your niche, the expert in your field. And really it comes down to knowing, one, how are you different? How are you different than the competition? What are you doing that helps you to shine above the others? But it can take time to get there. You really have to put a lot out there into the marketplace, a lot of content, a lot of conversations in order to really determine what makes you different. Joseph Gonzalez is still with us. Joseph, I'm glad you're liking the tips, brother. I'm glad you're appreciating them. You are a staple to what we're going to be talking about here in a second when it comes to getting maximum exposure on social media. So, how do you get maximum exposure on social media as a creator, a coach, a consultant, an expert in something? You've got something that you're so good at that other people will pay you for what it is you know. And by the way, even if you're one step ahead of someone in a specific skill in something that they want to achieve, people will pay you for what you've got. And we're in a world where this knowledge business is growing and expanding by billions and billions of dollars every single year. So how can you get more exposure specifically using the beautiful tools that we have at our disposal called social media? The thing is, if you are not building a brand on top of your products and your services, then you're constantly going to be focusing on the old-fashioned methods to get business, like physically going to networking groups and joining different clubs and going to have physical coffee with every single person that you meet. And by the way, those are still sound tips and sound advice. And if you want me to, let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video in the future for how you can get exposure off of social media, because that's definitely something we can talk about. But social media is a beautiful tool because you can literally speak and show what it is that you do, and people will see it who are in your audience, and they will reach out to you and say to you, wow, Brandon, Joseph, I want what you've got. I want you to come in and talk to our team. I want you to talk me through this specific problem that I have and help me to come to a solution like you did in this free piece of content. Without social media, you're constantly going to be wondering where your next client is coming from. So I'm here to help you prevent that. So the first way for you to build and gain maximum exposure when it comes to social media is, number one, you've really got to choose the right platform. And I've talked about this in a previous video, but which social media platform is best for you to focus on? Are you a video person? Then YouTube is a great one. LinkedIn is also growing when it comes to video content. A lot more people are doing that. But really, when it comes to choosing the right platform for you. The big question is, who is your ideal client, the person you're looking to reach? Again, this is the first thing that you need to know. You can't skip past this, life coaches. Life coaches, don't skip past this. Who specifically do you want to help? Well, Brandon, I want to help everybody. That's awesome. You got a big heart. I love that. But this is a business life coach. Okay, you need to choose one specific type of person that you want to help. Find out where they're hanging out. What social media platform are they hanging out on? That's simple, but it's really not. It takes a lot of introspection, and I talk a lot about that in previous broadcasts. Be sure to go check them out. So which platform are you starting on? Choose one, not two, not three. Choose one, especially when you just start out. Number two, you have to surround yourself with your people. All right, we didn't even talk about putting out content yet. You need to surround yourself with your ideal client. Find the groups on the social media platform that they're hanging out on and join those groups. Join the events that these individuals are either hosting or putting on. Get in those events, get in the chat box, interact with them, connect with them, start having conversations with them. Join networking groups where your ideal client is hanging out. There's so many different types of networking groups. I can think of like 3 or 4 right now that I'm mingled in with. I'm not really a part of any one specifically because a lot of my business now is inbound, which is incredible. But get yourself in specific networking groups. And really the key here is to start having conversations. And another great way to do that is find out on this platform that you're on, who are the top influencers in your field, the ones who post often. Find those top influencers and start engaging and commenting on their content. Get engaged with them. Start liking other people's comments. Comment back to them. Only the people who are in your target audience, unless they're just a really interesting person and you want to network and have conversations with them. But don't fall into the trap that I fell into, talking with a bunch of different people outside your target audience. I met a lot of cool people doing that, people who actually became clients in the future, but also people who I've networked with and we've helped each other to grow in our business. But you really want to focus on having conversations with who your target audience is. And once you choose your platform, number one, once you start having conversations and joining the groups and the events and following the top influencers in your space and having conversations that way, please understand before I go to number 3, conversations is how you enroll clients. Conversations is how you'll sell your product or your service. And this is why it's really important for you to have a product or service that's not just $50. One of the biggest mistakes that I made at the beginning was I priced one of my courses at $47. And this is like a 4-hour in-depth course where by the end of it, you have laser focus on what it is you want to achieve in your life. It's actually, I'm biased, of course, but I've had a lot of people go through it who like it. And it's only $47. So how many conversations must you have in order to sell a course that's $47? In order to actually make a living wage, I have to have like 15 conversations a day, so at least 10 of them buy the course. You should have a product that's priced at least at the $1,000 mark, okay? Whether it's a one-time product, a do-it-yourself course, or you have a program that you guide people through. If it's one-on-one, it's obviously going to be more expensive than that because your time is worth money. But anyways, we've talked in the past about how to price your product. But once you're having those conversations on the platform with your target audience, number 3 is to consistently create strong content. Now you're following people who are your target audience. You're connected with people who are your target audience. They're seeing your posts. Every single piece of content that you create should be solving a problem that they have. Bonus points if you start a conversation with them and you ask them, hey, what are some of the struggles that you experience as a life coach, as a consultant, as an expert? I want to create content that is directly relevant to you. So what is a question that you have that I can answer in one of my future posts? These broadcasts, I'm not creating the topics. You guys have been telling me what you want to see, what you want to hear. You guys have been telling me the topics that we're talking about. Someone asked me about pricing your coaching. Someone asked me about how to get exposure. I'm answering your questions because I know that I'm going to help you. And it's a numbers game. The more people I'm able to help and solve the problem through free content, the more people that are going to message me and say, Brandon, I would love you to work with me one-on-one and help me specifically in my business. Or if you're a business consultant, that's when you're going to have leaders messaging you and say, hey, what would it look like if you did something like this with our team? It takes time to develop inbound leads, but at the beginning, outbound is very relevant. And let me know if you want to see a video where I talk all about getting and going outbound to enroll new clients. Go in the comments and let me know, and I can talk about it for a specific platform. But really, LinkedIn is my bread and butter. That's where a lot of my clients come from. And in your content, by the way, don't be afraid to give it all away. Your signature system, give it all away in your content. You could probably take your system and make like 20 videos from it. So if someone wanted to, they could go through all of your content, all of your videos, and know intellectually what they need to do. All your videos could help somebody to create unstoppable confidence. It could help somebody to make more money. It could help somebody to enroll clients. It could help a business to do this, this, or this. But don't be afraid to give it all away because you don't think they're going to want to hire you if you do. I literally give you guys everything. I'll give you any answers that you want in my free content because I know 1 out of the 5 or 10 people who are watching will say, wow, I would like his help or her help in tailoring a package or a program to me specifically with my specific business. I would love somebody to guide me through to help me get this specific result over this period of time. Never be afraid to give it all away. And the fourth tip and the final tip is stay consistent. Don't just post 3 times a week for 2 weeks. If I go to your profile today, I should be able to go to your profile in 6 months, in 1 year, and see that you've been active every single week, 3 times a week, creating content, engaging with your ideal clients. You will have clients at this point. You'd have to try really hard not to. If you're really active on whatever platform of choice, you're very vocal about what you offer, you're helping to solve problems with your content, and you're actually starting conversations with your ideal client, you will have clients at this point. But that 6 month to a year mark is really when a lot of the inbound starts coming in. Hey, Brandon, I saw your broadcast 3 months ago, and I think I'm ready to work with you specifically. Can we have a conversation? That kind of thing happens all the time. And it can happen to you, and it will happen to you if you follow these specific steps to get exposure for your expert business. Joseph Gonzalez, that's fantastic stuff. I'm happy to hear it, man. I hope this helped you specifically. I know you've got a program that you're looking to get underway, and I hope that this gave you a little bit more clarity. Thanks for being here, Joseph. David Eldred, I just hopped on. So far, so good. Good stuff, brother. Rewind, too, because we talked about how to price your offer. I think you'll find a lot of value from that. And let me know in the comments, guys, what did you like from this? What are you going to use in your business from this? And if you're looking for more strategies or specific resources that I use to support my clients, then please shoot me a message to talk about what your unique goals are. And if I can help you to improve and grow your business, I'd love to have that conversation too. Thanks so much for tuning in. And until you and I talk again next time, continue to be better. Take care.